your God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Chapter 11. The Reality of Your Emotions. Your emotional system is an automatic guidance system that gives you alerts as to your current direction and speed. It is your amazingly powerful onboard computer. That is to say, it lets you know whether or not you are abiding by your own beliefs and desires or not. This system is pure genius in its effectiveness and its simplicity. This automatic guidance system is like a supercomputer that is processing every bit of information regarding your life experience on a real-time basis and then outputting a guiding signal that is felt. If it were guidance in the form of words, it would interfere with your thoughts, your inner conversation, or your outer conversations with others. If this amazing guidance came in the form of visions, it would again interfere with your visual thoughts and your outer visual input. Likewise, it does not interfere with your hearing, your sense of taste, nor your sense of smell. Instead, this guidance is felt in a way that doesn't interfere with any other input or thoughts that you are having. Genius! It has been determined that there are 6 basic emotions, which are happiness, sadness, surprise, anger, disgust, and fear. Like paints, these different emotions can be blended in unlimited ways to create a variety of emotional responses. While there are a lot of different ways we can describe an emotional situation, they all fall into 2 main groups: the ones that feel good and the ones that feel bad, and then the degree to which they feel good or feel bad. The emotional labels themselves are of no use for our purpose. All we care about is, do you feel good about it, or do you feel bad about it? You can think of your emotional guidance system as a friend that is walking behind you at all times, looking out for your well-being. He not only hears, sees, smells, and tastes everything that you do, but he also knows your most private inner thoughts of your dreams and your fears and the inner conversations that you are having. He knows everything that you know. When you come upon a situation that is the kind of thing that you always dreamed of, he starts patting you on the back and rubbing your shoulders, making you feel good. You think, this feels good, so my friend must be telling me that this is a good idea. You come upon another situation where you meet a man in an alley that wants to sell you a solid gold Rolex watch for $100. Your friend accesses your memory bank and recalls an episode of a crime show that you watched where the same situation turned out to be a robbery. He starts to poke you in your side, but he hears your thoughts saying, this is a great deal. He hits you in the stomach. You are really feeling your friend's communication that this is not a good idea and that you should leave as soon as possible. He is giving you a gut feeling. So you heed your friend's advice and leave. When you are a sufficient distance away, he begins to pat you on the back and rub your shoulders again and makes you feel good about your decision. In these examples, you realize that your emotions are your friends. They are only going by what you have already decided for yourself. If you didn't have your emotions to automatically guide you throughout the day and your life, you would have to think about every single thought and every single situation and calculate whether or not this is what you wanted every single time. You would always be unsure of yourself. Your emotions are the best tool you have in your life. How great is it that you can make certain decisions, learn certain facts, have certain dreams and certain fears, hand them all over to your emotions and say, pay close attention to every thought that I have and every single action that I take, and then take into consideration everything that you know about me, including what I want, and then let me know at the very moment that I need to know in a quiet, unobtrusive way what I should know without interfering in any way with my current situation. What would you have to pay someone to keep track of your life like that? Of course, it would be impossible for you to do it, much less anyone else. It is also important that you heed your emotional signals because they are the basis on which your reality is created. If you're feeling like it might not be a good idea to proceed with your plan, and you do it anyway, then you will get a reality that matches your meaning of, this is a bad idea. You will never get a good response from your reality if you think you made a bad or wrong move. Even if that particular event works out, something else is going to happen that results in a bad situation for you. Your reality is listening to your emotional guidance system and not you. Therefore, quote, you must never cross your emotional guidance, even if you think it's wrong, unquote. Even though you may feel at times that the emotions that you are feeling are inappropriate at the moment, they are always exactly 100% correct. Your emotional signals are never inappropriate for your given situation. They will always be based on real information in your memory, and they will always have real justification for their response. This doesn't mean that you can't still get your way. It just means that before you continue, you must have the approval of your emotional guidance system. That will result in your reality creating a favorable outcome for you. The way that you know when you are in agreement with your emotional guidance system is that you will feel good about doing it. How do you accomplish this? You negotiate with your emotions. Yes, I said it, and I'll say it again. You negotiate with your own emotional guidance system in order to come to an agreement. You want your emotional guidance system to agree with your decision by sending a good feeling to you, right? The way you do this is the same way that you would negotiate anything else with anyone else. The only difference is that it is an internal discussion, and it is only between you and yourself. You start out by giving all the reasons that you think and believe that this is a good idea. Your emotional guidance system will counter by telling you why it is not. This is the same concept as tuning your vibration alignment that you read about in Chapter 7, You Must Decide. We are going to review the same exact aligning process that we saw in the earlier chapter of whether you should go home to your family or stay late at the office to get some work done, except that we're going to reword it as a negotiation with your emotional guidance system. The problem in this situation, as it is in most other situations, is that when you stay late at the office, you feel bad about not being home with your family. But if you were to go home to your family, you would feel bad about not staying at the office to get your work done. In this example, your emotional guidance system makes you feel bad with either choice. This is where most people go wrong in their negotiations with their emotions. They ultimately choose one or the other and end up feeling bad about it. This will adversely affect your reality and cause unwanted consequences at home and or at work and possible medical problems. The answer to this dilemma, and every other one like it, is to make a choice and then negotiate with your guidance system to reach a mutual agreement on your choice. Remember that neither decision in itself is right or wrong. So I will give you negotiation advice for this example decision to show you how you can use this technique for every decision that you have to make. The secret to negotiating is to think it over in your mind and convince your emotional guidance system that the decision you're going to go with makes sense and is really the best decision for you right now. The way you know that you have reached a mutual agreement is that you will now feel good about your decision, and in light of your reasons and thoughts, it really is the best choice for you to make.
To continue, go to How to Use Your God Power, chapter number 11, segment number 2. Let your quest for knowing continue.